Okay, welcome back to the Zenith K725. I've cleaned the knobs up, doing the best I can. There's actually rust underneath this around here, so I did the best I could with that. And you can see over in here you got some rust. Hopefully I've stopped it with what I've done. And swing over here to the case. Did a little polishing on here. A little bit of a mirror finish on it. My friend Scout Crafter likes a mirror finish, so yeah, look at that. Pretty nice. And again, areas on here where the faux brass got scraped off. It's rusting, so not much you can do with that. I did clean the inside. Now, let me flip it. Go ahead, Freddie, break it. The tag that's on here, I coated this with a solution of actually Elmer's glue and a little water to thin it out. It was starting to peel and things like that, so I wanted to try to protect it. And we get up inside, and we've got the asbestos. Now, I didn't want to take the asbestos off, but what I did was I coated it with shellac, all right? Just to keep the fibers from breaking down. That's what the problem is with fiberglass, is when it starts to fray, you get the frayed, yeah, I'm moving my fingers here. You get the little frayed edges start to come out, and that's what gets in the atmosphere. Bad for your lungs. So hopefully I've treated that well enough. The inside looks nice and clean. But the big thing is, whoa, swing back over to here. The new caps came in. Now, okay. Here is an 82 at 160. Better be. Yep, 82 at 160 volts. And these are 40s at 160 volts. And I'm going to show you, this is what I had in stock. This is an 80 at 160. Big difference. And this is a 40. So why did I reorder a different quality, a different size? Because, let me stack them here. What I'm going to do, you can see that these four will fit right inside. Yes, I'm going to cut this off right around here. I'm going to get in right around here and cut this off. Feed the capacitors in from the top, solder them on the existing lugs on the bottom, and then be able to put this hollowed out can back over the top of them. Maybe just touch it up with a little bit of little contact or a little glue just to hold it in a couple spots. So if you have to get it off, you can. But that's the difference in the size, and that's why I was waiting to do that. You can hear radio's working. It's got a little bit of issues, but we'll get to those. I think the remaining issues are the bad caps. So this will come out. This will come out. I'm going to take this off, move it back out of the way, cover all the holes. Interestingly, I'm going to have to cut this off. The aluminum on these cans are pretty thin. So in the past, I've actually gotten in there with a utility knife and scored around as much as I could, and then used a hacksaw blade to get in there and finish the job off. So that's where we're at, guys. and when I start the disassembly of this and getting ready to cut that, I'll bring you back in. Okay, and here we go. I've got the tubes out, got the bulb out of the way. Yep, got the bulb out of the way, and now I have to start working here. Yes, I did tape all of this. Why did I tape that? Because I don't want aluminum shavings getting down inside anything under the chassis. So there we go. We'll see how this is going to work. Okay, I'm doing a new technique. I've never done this before. Hopefully this works. It's going to be tight. It's going to work. Be nice if I unplugged it. Made sure that, let me pause this for a minute here. Okay, it was moving on me. I've never actually done this before, so this is something new. So I put a clamp so I can do a little push on there, put a little pressure on the cutter going in. Hopefully have a little bit of control over it. So let's see how we do this here. Okay, you saw that in real time. That's it, 4 caps. That's the easiest I've ever taken one of these off. All right, I'm gonna have to do a little cleanup here. I'm not gonna do that on camera, but I do want to get you down inside here so you get an idea of what I'm doing. Now, let me get a little brush. Little brush here. Little flux brush. Okay. I will use a file and clean this up a little bit. But you can see there are 1, 2, 3. Here's the 4th one right here. Okay, the 4th terminal. Okay. So the idea is to drill holes down through here. Okay. On each one of these, and then put a hole down the center for the for the ground, the minus side, okay, negative side of the caps, okay, because right now the negative was the can. So what we'll do is we'll do that, but this all has to be cleaned up in here. I'm going to get the vacuum out. You guys don't need to see that, but I'll tell you, that's the easiest that's ever gone for me. So I'm really happy. Because if you notice, very tight over in here. To get in there with a knife or a hacksaw blade, I'd never get a hacksaw blade in here. I'd be working on this for a good 20 minutes to try to get in there. So, all right, moving right along. All right, get back down in here, and I will just clean this all up with a file because I don't want any jagged edges. I will clean the can out, and then we'll get started working on putting the new caps in place. All right, I'll bring you back when this is cleaned up and I'm ready to start putting the caps in. Okay, the caps have been installed. You can see the ground wire runs down in there also. I'll give you a shot from the top. Okay, I got them all in there. Now, I also have heat shrink. I'm probably going to make it a little bit smaller, a little bit shorter. And once the heat shrink is on, wherever I put it, here it is. The can will go back down over the top. Yeah, trying to do this, hold the camera one-handed. It's like, okay. That's what it will look like once I get the heat shrink done on the caps. Okay, now we got the heat shrink around them, just to kind of hold everything together. Really doesn't need it, but again, it holds them all together and makes a nice, neat package. All right, so I ran a bead of E600 around the can. It'll hold it on. It'll be a little tough getting it off, but it will come off. I have taken E600 off, so that'll be on there. Look original. You'll see the crack down here, but just looking in, it'll look natural. All righty. That's it for this. All right, the next thing to do is try to do a tune-up on it. I am having a problem though, a feedback problem. Squeals and everything, whether you're on AM or FM. But I noticed if I tap this IF can, it goes away. I have a feeling before I do the tune-up, I should open that can up and see what's going on in there. All right, with that, guys, until the next time, hope you enjoyed this. Stand by and subscribe, hit like, leave some comments.